In my past life, I was the son of the richest man, yet I was crazy about the driver's daughter. Just to be with her, I transferred all my company shares to Lucy. But she spent my money while secretly dating another guy, and even set me up so I'd get seriously sick. When I called to borrow money for treatment, she said all those years of me clinging to her were a nightmare, and told me to go die. So I did, just like she wanted. As I was dying, I saw the woman holding me and finally realized Anna, the elite heiress I'd once rejected, had been waiting for me all along. When I opened my eyes again, I was back in senior year. Just as I thought my past life had only been a bad dream, Lucy's voice suddenly came from behind me. "Jack, Tom's stomach hurts. Go buy him some medicine, then grab food from the cafeteria. Get extra meat. He's too skinny and needs to eat more." Realizing I had been reborn, I looked at Lucy's face again and found it almost laughable. Seeing me stand still, Lucy pointed at me and snapped, "What are you waiting for? Go!" Then she ran to Tom's side and gently rubbed his stomach. Tom glanced at me. "Lucy, isn't this kind of wrong? I can go myself." Lucy said, "What's there to worry about? He loves doing this stuff. If I don't let him, he'll get upset, right?" As Lucy spoke, she shot me a look. I gave a faint smirk, said nothing, and went to the cafeteria to line up for 2 meals. A few classmates saw me and sneered. "The simp is here to get Lucy lunch again. Too bad she likes someone outstanding like Tom, not someone like you." Another one said, "Isn't he just the servant's son? He goes to school with a rich girl every day and dreams of marrying her. Wake up. A useless guy like you will only ever be her family's servant, doing laundry, sweeping floors, and changing her kids' diapers." I asked, "Did Lucy tell you I'm the servant's son?" They scoffed. "Then what else? Hurry up and take the food to her. If you're late, you'll get yelled at again." After leaving the cafeteria, I didn't go back to class. I sat by the flower bed and ate both meals. I couldn't even remember the last time I'd had a proper meal. After finishing both portions, I finally felt less hungry. When I returned to class, Lucy got angry seeing me come in empty-handed. Lucy snapped, "Why did you take so long? Where's the medicine? I told you to buy Tom's stomach medicine. Are you deaf? You can't even handle one tiny thing?" I glanced at Tom, who was lying on his desk holding his stomach. "What is he to me? Why should I buy him medicine?" Lucy snapped, "Jack, are you really trying to make a scene? If you keep this up, don't blame me for ignoring you. Then you'll come crawling back, begging me to forgive you." I stared at her and found her words ridiculous. "What do I need your forgiveness for?" Lucy froze for a second, but remembering how I used to beg her, she quickly got confident again. Lucy said, "If you've got the guts, don't ride home with us this afternoon." I replied, "Fine by me." After saying that, I went back to my seat as if I didn't care about a word she said. Mark, Tom's desk mate, saw this and immediately stood up to defend them. Mark said, "Jack, what's wrong with you? She just asked you to buy medicine. Can't you see Tom doesn't feel well?" I said, "Then you go buy it." Mark said, "That's your job. Why should I go?" I asked back, "I'm not his family or friend. Why should I help him?" Mark said, "You're Lucy's family servant. Buying medicine for her boyfriend is what you're supposed to do." Hearing that, I looked at Lucy. "So you're the one going around telling everyone I'm your family servant?" When our eyes met, Lucy looked guilty. Of course, people guessed it because she arrived in a luxury car, and she never bothered correcting them. She couldn't possibly tell them her dad was only the driver, and I was the real rich kid. Afraid I'd go off, Lucy came straight over. Lucy said, "Forget the medicine. I'll buy it myself later." Lucy asked, "What about the food I told you to bring? You didn't buy the medicine, but you bought the food, right?" I said, "I ate it." She gasped. "What did you say?" Seeing how worked up Lucy was, I nodded. Both meals. Gone. The girl sitting in front of me heard it and looked at me with disgust. She said, "Are you a pig? You ate 2 meals?" They were used to kissing up to Lucy and looking down on me. Since they were Lucy's friends, I used to just smile and say nothing. I didn't want to offend anyone around her. Now I realized I'd spoiled them way too much. I said, "I spent my own money. Forget 2 meals. If I want to eat 100, that's my business." The girl in front of me turned furious. "Your own money? Isn't all your money from Lucy's family?" I couldn't be bothered to explain. Beside me, Lucy was already gritting her teeth, especially after hearing I hadn't brought her food. Lucy said, "Jack, you brought this on yourself. I hope you can last a few more days this time." After saying that, she grabbed her bag and said to Tom's desk mate, "Mark, switch seats with me. You sit with him." Whenever Lucy was unhappy, this was how she punished me. After all, I had begged for the chance to sit with her, but now I couldn't care less. After school, the Maybach that came to pick me up stopped at the gate. I walked out and went straight to the car. The whole school knew I had offended Lucy, and everyone was waiting to laugh at me. Seeing me shamelessly get in the car, people started pointing. Someone said, "He wouldn't even buy Lucy lunch. How does he still have the nerve to ride in her car? He's just the servant's son. Does he really think he's the boss?" Someone else said, "Lucy is way too nice. If it were me, I'd have fired him already." Listening to their mockery, I didn't bother responding. I simply called out to Uncle John. The driver glanced at me. "But Miss Lucy isn't here yet. Aren't we waiting?" I said, "Uncle John, my dad only has 1 son. Since when does our family have a young lady?" Uncle John said, "Did you have a fight with Miss Lucy?" "Don't worry, sir. I'll talk to her later." I said, "No need. Drive. I don't want to ride with her, and I don't want to see her again." Uncle John hesitated and didn't listen. He knew too well how much I used to obey his daughter. Every time Lucy said something, I didn't dare argue. Even if he ignored me now, I wouldn't do anything to him later. Thinking that all the family money I would inherit would end up with his daughter, he had stopped seeing himself as a driver and already acted like my future father-in-law. I asked, "Are you driving or not?" Just then, Lucy came out of the school gate. Uncle John quickly got out to greet her, and Lucy helped Tom walk over to the car. I asked, Didn't you say you weren't going home with me? Then why are you getting in my car? Lucy looked at me embarrassed. She couldn't understand what had gotten into me today. I wouldn't even take the out she gave me. She said, "Do you really have to be like this? I'm not even mad about lunch anymore. I've decided to forgive you." "Jack, stop being unreasonable." I said, "I don't need your forgiveness. Go home by yourself." Lucy's face turned red, then pale. She knew everyone saw her as the rich girl. If she didn't get in this car now, her lie would be exposed. So she simply reached in, dragged me out of the car, and let Tom get in instead. I snapped, "Lucy, aren't you going too far?" Lucy ignored me, clearly not planning to reason with me. She just told her dad, "Drive." Then Uncle John drove away. I was left standing there like an idiot. When the crowd saw it, they couldn't help laughing. Good. That's exactly how he should be treated. Someone else said, "He's seriously so unreasonable." I laughed out of anger and called my dad right away. Not long after, the Maybach that had just left pulled back up at the school gate. Uncle John got out. "Young master, please get in." From the look on his face, I knew he'd already been chewed out. I said, "Ask those two to get out. I don't want to share a car with them." Uncle John looked at the two people in the car. Then Lucy helped Tom out herself. Only after both of them got out did I get in. Before leaving, I rolled down the window and waved at Lucy with a smile. Uncle John said, "Young master, couples fight. It's normal. Don't be angry. I'll have Lucy apologize later. But she doesn't have a ride home now, so she may have to take the bus." He said, "Who knows what time she'll get home?" I said, "Everyone else can take the bus. Why can't she? Did you forget who pays you? If you don't like me, then quit." Hearing that, Uncle John was so scared he shut up. When I got home, Aunt Mary said Anna had come by. Aunt Mary asked, "Young master, should I send her away like usual?" Anna actually came to my house often because she was the girl my father had arranged for me. But since I like Lucy, I found Anna annoying, refused to see her, and had people send her away. So in the end, Anna and I barely met. Remembering that her people were the ones who took me to the hospital before I died, I stopped the maid. I said, "I'll see her. Where is she?" Aunt Mary said, "She's in the backyard playing with Yuanzi." When I reached the backyard, I saw Anna feeding Yuanzi. That dog was one I had wanted to raise, but Lucy said she didn't like dogs, so I stopped going near it. I didn't expect Anna to get along so well with Yuanzi. She wore a white school uniform, something so ordinary, yet somehow she made it look beautiful. Thinking of what I'd heard before I died, that someone as amazing as her had stayed single for years, my eyes suddenly stung. After feeding Yuanzi, Anna looked up at me. She was about to walk over, then remembered I disliked her and immediately stopped. I steadied myself and asked, "Miss Anna, did you need something from me?" Anna said, "Your father asked me to come check on you. I know you don't want to see me, so I'll leave now." Seeing that she was about to go, I quickly asked, "Do you want to stay for dinner?" Hearing that, Anna froze and looked at me strangely. "Can I?" I said, "Of course." Lucy still wasn't back. She had gone to take Tom home. If this were before, I definitely would have waited for her before eating. Seeing me eat so early, Aunt Mary looked surprised. "You're not waiting for Miss Lucy?" I said, "Why would I wait for her?" Everyone in the house was used to me being Lucy's lapdog. Now that I refused to do it anymore, they actually weren't used to it. Aunt Mary didn't ask more and went to make arrangements. I added, "Oh, and tell Uncle John he doesn't need to come to work tomorrow." Aunt Mary froze for a moment, then understood and nodded. After firing Lucy's father, I sat down in the dining room. Anna had been secretly looking at me, but once I sat down, she shyly looked away. I never expected Anna at this age to be so innocent, and I couldn't help teasing her. I asked, "Why won't you look at me? Am I that ugly?" Anna looked at me, acting calm on the surface. But if you looked closely, her ears had already turned red. I smiled. "By the way, I heard your grades have always been great." Faced with my sudden warmth, Anna still wasn't used to it. "They're okay." I asked, "Do you know any reliable tutors? Could you recommend one?" Anna asked, "You want a tutor? What about Lucy?" I said, "I just fired her. She looks down on me and has no patience when tutoring me. All the money I paid her was wasted." Seeing that I wasn't joking, Anna picked up her cup and took a sip to hide her nerves. Anna said, "I don't have a tutor. I study on my own. If you don't mind, I can come over every day and help you." She probably thought I wouldn't agree. After all, I used to barely even look at her. The fact that I invited her to dinner today was already shocking. But after hearing her offer, I looked genuinely excited. "Really? As long as you're willing, I'm in." I added, "I'm totally fine with it. I'm just worried it'll take time away from your schoolwork." Anna said, "It's okay, it won't affect me." She had already finished the high school curriculum and secured a guaranteed admission spot, but she didn't dare say it, afraid I'd get annoyed. I said, "Then thank you." Then I said, "My grades are really bad." I said, "Just don't think I'm too dumb." Lucy had great grades too, but she had zero patience with me. If she explained a problem once and I didn't get it, she'd yell at me. My grades used to be average, but after her tutoring, they got much worse and I lost confidence. Anna said, "I won't. Then from now on, I'll come to your house after school and tutor you." As we ate, I looked at Anna sitting there quietly and picked up food for her. "Make yourself at home. Don't be shy." Just then, Lucy walked in after taking Tom home.